The industry leaders in cannabis are down 60+%, which leads us to ask the question, is it time to buy? Let's jump. Who read it? Welcome back, my passive income investors, to the purge of the cannabis industry. And is it time for you to be buying? Well, today we're going to analyze everything and try and figure that out. So let's jump right into this, starting with the companies we're going to look at. We got Canopy Growth Corp. We got Aurora, Aphria, MedMen, Hexo, and heck, even HMMJ, which represents the basket ETF of all the biggest cannabis stocks, down a whopping 60+%. Now, I'm telling you all of this because I was one of the fortunate few that was able to make a whopping $22,000 off Canopy Growth Corp. And I told a lot of people to sit and wait on the sidelines until things start working themselves out. So if you're getting into this industry, let's just take a look at some of the news really quick and why these companies are tanking so bad. Well, in the recent quarterly reports, Canopy Growth Corp has been losing over $30 million a quarter trying to keep up with the purge in the market because they're just not moving enough cannabis. We got Aurora currently shutting down factories in Denver to try and consolidate so they can get their books into a positive cash flow. So why are these companies trying to do that? That isn't a good sign in an industry that is supposed to be growing. So where does the problem lie? Well, we know it lies in the sales. So we have to go look and see where the sales are coming from and what the issues are. So where are we selling marijuana? Well, if you live in Canada, guys, you can only buy it off the government. The funnel is very small. In October of 2018, when cannabis became legal, you could only buy in one place. The head honcho, the El Jefe, the government that decided they wanted to be the dealer. So the dealer started a website called OCS. If you live in Ontario, which is the Ontario Cannabis Store, every single province has one of these stores. And then on top of that, come the summer of 2019 or spring, they introduced about a dozen individual dispensaries that you could buy at. And what they learned is that they're really not moving that much product online. Since they launched those first few stores, we saw sales start to go up. But who are we competing with, guys? The government has competition. They aren't the solo in this game, and it is the black market. All the black market dealers are the ones that we're currently competing with if you own one of these companies. So the question you have to ask yourself was, how do we learn about the competition? How do we know we're going to be able to beat them? Well, let's look at the competition. And luckily, thanks to Google, you can simply Google buy weed online. And sure enough, we are going to see dozens of illegal dispensaries that are currently selling products that are legal and illegal that the government hasn't even caught up on yet, and they aren't even shutting them down. And when we take a look at some of these websites compared to, say, OCS, we're noticing that some of their products are a lot cheaper, there's a lot more availability, and there's a lot more options. That isn't good in the competitive mode. Now, that is a scary thing to consider if you're one of these giant companies. And these companies don't get a single say over marketing or how their funnels work. I mean, Canopy Growth Corp tried to partner with Snoop Dogg and they got shut down. MedMen tried to partner with Canopy on some of the stores that they wanted to open up in Canada, and that all got shut down because the head honcho, the El Jefe, wanted to be the big dealer, the government. And they're currently failing miserably at this, trying to get these products out. So now they're trying to backpedal and catch up to this race. So now they're releasing another 50+ dispensaries. And what they said was, well, now that we know dispensaries are moving products and now we know we have a backlog of marijuana, let's just get more of it introduced to the public. But it's a little late for that, in my opinion, and you're not actually stopping the competition. So this is going to lead to a very big clash heading forward. And a lot of people are still hung up on the idea of these products. This is how these companies have been moving forward on their market cap valuations and getting investors let in, is all the new products coming out. We're talking edibles, we're talking those vape cartridges. But the problem is those aren't the bulk sales of anything when it comes to cannabis sales. We all know people that smoke cannabis buy the bud. And the majority of these black market dealers are just selling the bud. So if they can't already be moving enough bud to kind of get cash flows up to be positive, that means it doesn't matter what products they make, they're not going to be able to compete. And until the government can prove they can start exponentially growing those sales, I mean, we're going to be sitting on our hands for a while watching Canopy lose an exuberant amount of money in this marijuana market purge. So if you are getting into this market currently and you're thinking about making a big investment into the cannabis industry, here's what I have to tell you is just wait. Take a big breath. step backwards and just realize at how convolutedly complicated this has become. If the government was smart, what they should have done was just introduce licenses that you could buy, and then so long as you had the proper storage facilities, you should have been able to sell to whoever you want, because that's how the black market has operated for years. On top of that, guys, you can't compete with a market that doesn't mind lowering their prices. The black market has lowered their prices to be cheaper than the government. That was another big mistake that they made. And I'm hoping that they're starting to learn from their mistakes, and we're going to start seeing some better consolidation in sales. We're going to start seeing everything start coming back. And then on top of that, guys, you just got to sit here and wait. That is what I have been doing for the last year since I've sold out of my position in Canopy. I'm just waiting to see who's going to win and survive the purge. See who is going to survive. Sit around for another year and see where these companies end up, because a lot of them aren't going to be around anymore. It was like MySpace back in the day, guys, and then Facebook took over. I mean, there's always dozens of other companies that get into a new industry, but there's going to be a big purge. So that's what we're in right now, is the purge phase. We went through the hype phase, we hit the bubble phase, now the bubbles burst, now we're in the purge phase. So we're going to see who survives the purge while the government works out their funnels. And once the government has finally worked their funnels out and we see who's winning at this game, well, that's going to be the big indicator who you should be buying into. And we might not see this for a whole nother year, guys. It's going to take some real patience and real time. My current favorite stocks in this industry, guys, are Aurora Cannabis. Aurora Cannabis is currently producing the cheapest gram. They are managing to produce all of their product at a much lower rate. And on top of that, because their products are cheaper overall, it's the one everybody is fleeing to. You have to remember, guys, if you were to compare cigarettes to marijuana, cost per gram, cigarettes are bar none still 10 times cheaper than trying to buy cannabis. And that is a big problem, considering it is a weed that you can just throw it anywhere and it pretty much grows. That's why they call it a weed. So in the meantime, guys, I'm going to put a big bet, not now, but I'm just saying a hypothetical bet, that Aurora Cannabis is going to be the one that might come out on top, because they're starting to prove themselves as the industry leader. And even with these really junky funnels and what they have capable to them, they're doing it cheaper and they're actually moving product. So I'm not telling you to make a bet on this company, guys. Don't go throw money in this, because I'm not. I've just been paying attention to the books and seeing who's doing the best. So let's see how this moves forward, guys. Let's see what happens in the rest of the industry. I still think we have a lot of potential downside if losses continue, and these dispensaries do not open up overnight. So we'll be another quarter waiting, probably until the midst of early next year, before we're going to find out exactly what's going on in this industry. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Slap a like if you enjoyed this video. This is an excessive amount of knowledge I'm pouring in that hopes my YouTube channel doesn't get dinged for this, but we'll find out if I have to delete this video. So stay cool, stay awesome, guys. I look forward to chatting to you real soon.